back to our channel. We're here today at Tower Knives. Why are we at a knife store, you might be asking? Well, in order to make good food, you need a good knife. A good food, good knife, you get good company, everything is good about your life.
Don't ever, for any reason, do anything to anyone for any reason. Ever.
Good food brings people together, and to make good food, you need a very good knife. And if you want to get a good knife, what better place to go than a knife shop? But not only will we be learning about what makes a good knife, we'll be learning about why you should have a good knife and how that impact the food that you eat. So, I want to know, do you use knives often in your daily life?
I do. I'm a stay-at-home husband, and so I cook 2 or 3 times a day. I use them all the time, and couldn't live without them.
Okay, so you're ready to get some new knowledge on about...
I'm all about this, yes.
All right, so let's go inside. Here we go. Right side.
Likewise, welcome back, guys. Welcome to Tower Knife. We've got plenty of knives here. I don't know if you're aware, but Osaka is famous for knife production. All the single bevel knives, the deba knives, sashimi knives, usuba knives that are the core of Japanese cuisine originated in Osaka, in Sakai City.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why food is so good in Japan, is because of the sharp knives. The sharper your knife is, the cleaner the surface you get, the longer things will stay fresh, so you can serve your fish raw. It doesn't suck in the soy sauce, and therefore you get more flavor from the ingredients that are in there.
Yeah.
And also the contact it has with your taste buds. You put it in your mouth there, instantly clings to your taste buds, and more flavor from everything, and things stays fresh longer. Plus, it's so much more fun cutting up stuff with a sharp knife.
Yeah.
An example here, you'll have the knives that are for filling out the fish. You have the knives for slicing out the fish. Depending on which fish you're cutting, you'll have a specific knife for that. There are pufferfish slicers. There are sea eel bone mincing knives. Japanese cuisine has been changing over the years, and the ingredients have changed, and therefore most people for home use prefer a knife that will do both meat and your vegetables and fish. And that's where you'll have something like you'll see behind you here. The chef's knives, either Western style handle, or you'll have a Japanese style handle. You'll find a lot of Westerners say, "Oh, I don't need a knife with. I don't want a knife with a Japanese style handle because it's not as strong." It's like, what are you planning to do with your knife? You're chopping down trees in your garden. Yes, go for a super hard, strong handle on there. But really, you want to be more gentle. You find that the Japanese handles are very easy to grip, and it allows you to freeze up your wrist, so you don't need as much energy. So it's easier on your wrist. You don't get inflammations, and you'll see the chef standing all day long, going, "Hey."
Yeah.
Easy to grip, and you don't get tired, and joy, speed, everything is a win-win-win-win-win. You see some of them have lots of patterns to them. Doesn't make it a better knife because it has more patterns, just makes it look cool.
Yeah.
We have a whole section over here in case you're left-handed.
Wow.
The left-handed knives will pull to the right, whereas the right-handed knife will pull to the left. What we try and do here is really help people understand what the craftsmen are doing, why they're doing it, and help people, guide people a little bit through the whole maze of knives, because it gets just a little bit overwhelming sometimes. Size hands, we've probably got a different approach to the cutting board depending on how tall you are, depending on how you're used to using your knife. Instead of buying something that somebody else likes, you find something that matches you, and then from there on it's just happy sailing for a long time. Good. The reason why the steel is so good in Japan is because people were basically relying on it. It was their life that was on the line when they were out there sword against sword, like, hey, I got a better sword. One, you have a better chance of surviving the battle because you have a better sword. Two, a very good chance that the other guy knows you have a better sword and he's just going to run away, so you don't even have to fight him. When there were no battles, they would use the same steel for their chisels, for their planes, for the swords. It's not just knives, it's all the tools in Japan that are based on the high quality steel. They're all connected there. So next time you're at the temple and you're looking and you feel the surface of the beams that are in there and so on, it's like, wow, this is smooth. They did not use sandpaper. Those are your planes, you get a much smoother surface using a really well sharpened plane, really well sharpened chisels to cut. This did not actually start with the food, it started out with the tobacco. They had to slice up the tobacco leaves real fine, because the finer you slice the tobacco, the easier it dries out and the easier it burns and the better business is.
Yeah.
And they took that single bevel, said, hey, this will cool in, you're not crushing what you're cutting. And suddenly they went, ooh, let's use this on a fish, and the fish stays fresh longer. And
it just went from there, everything. Wow.
Like next time you take a piece of sashimi in a good restaurant, you dip it into the soy sauce, there's really no soy sauce left on that surface. It's a smooth, very thin film that's on there almost. And you barely taste the soy sauce and the full flavor of the fish that's in season. If you're using dull knives, the fish will taste like soy sauce all year round, and all fish taste the same soy sauce. You nicked yourself. It's all your own fault. Okay. All right. The knives here are sharp. I'm going to give you a super good carrot here and a really dull knife.
Okay.
Now, if you injure yourself with this one, I'm not going to give you a real knife.
I understand.
All right. So if you'll just do a cut on that one there. Good. You'll see you're applying a lot of pressure to it, which is the only way you can cut with a dull knife. Now, I'm going to give you a real knife here. And this time, instead of forcing it down, try and glide it a little bit forward. Gently, just the weight of the knife and a little bit more. Now this one is really sharp, so don't apply a lot of pressure. Let it glide forward.
Oh my, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Now, take that piece of carrot you just cut. Try and feel the first edge that you cut. Feel the surface, flip it over and feel the other surface on there.
That's incredible.
Isn't it?
The first that you cut with a dull knife, you're tearing through it, you get a very rough surface.
This is like sandpaper and marble. It's like,
Exactly.
I can't even believe
It's
it.
wild.
Yes.
It's
And
wild.
when you throw this in your, say you boil it,
Yeah.
that surface, like the flavor of it is completely different. I'll let you do it on a piece of bread in a moment here, and that's going to blow you away because it has tiny little micro serrations. But before you do that, try it on a tomato. Just the weight of the knife.
Thank you. Just the way of the knife.
Treat it like a saw.
I can't believe it. My knives are so bad at home. My knives are so bad.
Now, what you'll notice is the amount of juice you're losing on the cutting board is practically zero. And therefore, you go and you buy your ripe tomatoes, you buy your ripe fruit,
Yeah.
and all the juice remains in the food, and you put it in your mouth and you have the full flavor. Just gently, ever so gently, the weight of the knife and nothing more.
It's just gliding.
Yes.
It's scary, I think, because I'm so used to something else that when doing this, I feel like I'm holding a child. I'm nervous about it.
Tomato never noticed you cut him.
It's unreal.
Yeah, just start a regular slice that you would do. And again, cut it use it like a saw. You need to go probably a few times back and forth.
It's so clean.
Yo, I'm already thinking of all the things I can make.
Better knives.
You did not crush it.
Right.
Yeah.
You have your bread beautifully in there. It's not crushed anywhere.
There's no crumbs.
There are no breadcrumbs on your cutting board. Why would you want to leave breadcrumbs on your cutting board?
Is that a real bread?
Give that a slice there. Just forward. Just glide it forward.
I could do this all day. It's calm. It's calming. Yeah.
Right. It's not frustrating because you're not like, I gotta get.
You're not battling with your food anymore. You end up cooking and serving dinner with a big smile. In the beginning, you're a little bit nervous that you're going to cut yourself, but a little bit like your car. Takes maybe a couple of weeks to get used to it. So especially in the beginning, don't go too fast. And never take it out when you've been drinking.
All right. But this is just like this. You know, I had such high expectations, and even now, still, I'm like, this is better than I thought it was going to be.
Before you leave here, I'm going to let you try something that a lot of people haven't tried, is the single bevel blade.
Wow.
You ever tried a sashimi knife before? Single bevel, sharpened from one side, which means that it pulls into what you're cutting. Try that one there. Now, like
Just
usually
anyway?
the blade would glide off there, but just pull it through as you would a piece of sashimi. Just pull it towards yourself really is really what you need. Yeah, just pull it through.
It's This is I don't even know what to say.
You'll find that the blade on the back there is not even flat, it's concave,
Yeah.
and therefore there's drag going through, you're not tearing up, and you can do some beautiful, beautiful thin slicing with it. What I like to do with that quite often is take something like a carrot and just ever so gently, you can shave your carrot. I'm not a chef myself here, but you can do some pretty thin slices there.
They're translucent.
Yeah. When you're doing your soups and you want to sprinkle a little bit of carrot on top there, you bring out your single bevel, slice it up beautifully.
I'm a believer. Yeah. I haven't doubted a single thing.
The Church of Knives.
There hasn't been a single thing where I'm like, yeah, but no. Well, you know what I was gonna do? I wanted to bring my wife here because we need some knives because I cook all the time, like I said. But now I think I'm going to buy a knife and go home and cook and say everything you just said. She's gonna be so impressed. She'll be like, how did you do this? And I'll say, well, you know, it's this thing. So.
It's science.
Yeah. No, I've got it all up here. It's been incredible. She's gonna be very impressed. Thank you.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll be back soon. So.
Well, I'll say thank you very much for your visit today.
Thank you so much.
What you didn't try, I asked you to do a thin slice on the bread.
See, and I thought those were thin.
Let's
You
see.
don't know what thin
I don't know what thin means, yeah. That's thin.
Let's see if we can do a thin slice. There we go.
That's a good one.
That's what we're talking about, thin slicing.
Look at my thin. It's like 100 times that.